Okay, well, apparently we're going to get ambushed multiple times over and over again. On the bright side, these are the submarines I've been looking for. We're not going to have any weapons left for the carrier. Come on. Now I'm sad. Every one of these weapons over here is a submarine-only weapon. Okay. I'm gonna close to 20,000 yards. 300 right off our bow.
On sonar.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Make depth 4 feet. Dive I.
Come right to 033. Helm I.
Sonar conditions are terrible again. I'm coming up to launch depth to launch these. These are rocket launched torpedoes. It's not a rocket torpedo though. You'll see what I mean when I launch one.
Con sonar, new contact bearing 301. Designated Sierra 1.
Might be in November.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Wow, what year is it? I know, we're definitely playing the 1984 campaign. Hell, we just had an Udaloy too. So. Good God. Alright, I need a range on him.
Con, helm, steady course.
You know what? Instead of, I was going to go active sonar and shoot. Because he's in November, we have an advantage. He doesn't hear us yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back down. Are we at periscope depth? We are. Let me just take a quick look.
Let's go.
Just make sure there's nobody else around. All right, got some ice. More ice. Wow, lots of icebergs up here. Nothing but icebergs. Holy smokes. Down.
Down scope.
No close contacts, no surface contacts. Let's go ahead and make our depth 200 feet.
Make depth 200 feet. Dive I.
So what I'm doing, there's a better chance to track the contact at 200 feet than there is at periscope depth. You kind of want to be towards the center of the water column as a rule of thumb. So that's why I'm getting away from all this noise that's up here. It's kind of windy up there, right? It's making all this noise. I'm getting away from that so we have longer detection ranges. All right. Also, we have contact on Sierra 1. We're going to hold this contact for a few minutes, and then we're going to turn, and that should lock up his range, assuming my classification is correct. And I'm pretty sure it is. It lined up pretty solidly to be in November. It does shed the rocket, yeah. It's basically like the American ASRock. I loaded a lot of these. I want to use them because I can't use them against the carrier. How many did we bring? We brought like 10, right? I brought 11 of these things. Way too many. Way too many. I might shoot 2 of this November just to get them off my boat. We won't bring that many again.
Con, dive at 200 feet. Dive
All right,
I.
that's been 1 minute. We'll wait for 2 more minutes, and then we're going to turn. And what will happen is our sonar solution, our fire control solution on this contact will be a lot more precise. It's already getting better. So what's our course right now? We're about 030. So he bears, we'll say 290. Oh, jeez. So I'm gonna have to turn to the, I'm gonna have to turn towards him, like to course north. Yeah. So we'll stay on this course for one more minute. We'll come to course north for a minute or two. Sonar should have them pinpointed at the end of that minute or two. And then we'll shoot. We'll shoot on whatever cross-bearing position that is. Because right now, on this leg, we've been getting this bearing over and over again. You know, bam, bam, bam. So we have a pattern of bearings out there, right? And then we'll come up here, and we'll get another pairing of patterns. Bearing of patterns, and we'll see where they cross. And then what you do is the gap between those lines, depending on his speed, is where he's at, and his course too. You get everything. You get speed, course, everything but depth. All right, let's go ahead and turn to the north.
Come left to 0, 0, 0. Helm I.
A little dyslexia attack kick in there. It's kind of funny. It's funny when it happens. I just got to make sure that I recognize it. Whenever dyslexia happens and you don't recognize it, that's a problem. You don't want that. Hey, King, thanks for the follow. We got a new follower over on Twitch. Yay. I'm sure Twitch is not happy with me. I've not been streaming enough hours. Yeah. We're not even close. I need to like stream more often. The problem with streaming on Twitch is I want to stream a different game, but that game doesn't translate well to YouTube, so maybe if I do a weekend stream, it'll be Twitch only. So now, do you see how often Sierra 1's updating now? It's like moving closer and closer to us. That's because we're getting better sonar information. We have this long leg. This was about 6 minutes. Much longer than we need to lock him up. Now we're going a different direction, and we have a new set of bearings. And we're using old data that's a few minutes old, still recent, and current data to get his absolute position. Wow. Holy smokes, this guy might be really close. Well, shoot. He's too close for my missile attacks. I gotta if this is his real range, and it may not be, we're gonna have to wait for him to go by. Come over down here and then shoot him when he's down here. Uh-oh. Why is my computer thinking? What happened? Are we still streaming? Uh-oh. Oh, boy. My computer just did a lot of math, and I'm not sure why. So now we have his course. So Sierra 1 to November, bears 277, that's his direction, right? But his course is 136, his speed is 10 knots, his range is 3,000 yards. Now, that's a low confidence range because they're still kind of working that out. Our solution confidence is 68%, which is not bad, actually. I could shoot on that. But he's so close that any counterfire he does may hit us and just end our Sierra 2 time. We don't want that. We're about to go sink an aircraft carrier. All right, if he's really 3,000 yards away, he's going to pop in right where my cursor's at. Like, we'll see him visually here in a second. He's already there. We just don't have a high confidence solution, which is why we don't see him. Oh boy. And I hope I'm right about it being in November, because if it's any other sub, he's going to hear us at this range. November's old school. I want to say it was the first nuclear submarines the Soviets built. I think it was. Pretty sure the November was the first. So, what the hell's going on? Uh-oh. Yeah, something's updating in the background, guys. So if we lose the stream, that's what happened. Just letting you guys know now. I don't know what's happening. All right, so yeah, that's his position, and why don't we see him? Where is he? Oh, he's over there. Yeah, I was totally looking the wrong direction. Huh. Yeah, he's 4,000 yards away. That's way too close. I'm going to try and speed up and get away from him. I'm going to try and open range a little bit.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Make depth 350 feet. Dive aye.
We're going to come to 350 feet. We're 150 feet off the bottom at that depth. Our towed array is still deployed. We're going to open out to about 8,000 yards and shoot him with the ASROC torpedo. Let's call it by its name. The SSN-15. We'll start using the right name so you guys remember these things.
Dive at 350 feet. Dive aye.
We're able to maintain contact at 4,000 yards, 10 knots, 350 feet, because he's a noisy girl. This first submarine that they built was just designed to work. Submerge safely without sinking, you know, and be nuclear powered. And they built a lot of them, because once they had one that worked, the Soviets went crazy and just built a bajillion of these things, dozens of them. The November, not the Sierra. They only built a handful of the Sierras, like 6 maybe? It was not many. But the November, they built a lot. But it wasn't quiet. It didn't, well, they wanted it to be quiet, but they kind of didn't care. They were like, finally, the Soviet Union has a nuclear submarine, just like the Americans. It was almost like the moon race, but with subs. Now, to be fair, our Nautilus, the original Nautilus 571, not quiet at all. Nope. Definitely not quiet. So, it's not like we were quiet when we first made ours either. Let's do this so we open a little bit more aggressively. What's his speed? 10 knots? Yeah, he's doing 10 knots too.
Come left to 330.
So I want him going 10 knots away from us. We're going to be going 10 knots the other way. 20 knot opening roughly. It's going to be more like 18 because we're not doing opposite directions. And then once we get out to 8,000 yards, we'll shoot him. Right now his range is still 3,600. Good Lord.
Con, helm, steady course.
Yeah, this is we're playing a Russian submarine today there. Who said that? Izzy? Yeah. We're playing a Sierra 2. So our background story is our submarine defected to the NATO side. NATO captured the crew, interned them, and now we're repurposing it with a NATO crew against the Soviet Navy. That's what we're gonna do. I really want to speed up, but I'm afraid of cavitating. Let's go to 12 knots. I should be able to do 12 at
Make
3.
turns for 2 knots. Maneuvering aye. Con sonar lost contact.
All right, he
Sierra
faded because
1,
we sped
last
up.
Bearing 220. Contact faded.
Yeah, I probably should slow back down because we need to maintain track.
Make turns for 1.
Like, I can
0
generate his
knots.
bearing to where he'll
Maneuvering
be at
aye.
8,000 yards, right? Right about here. But we need to watch that happen, so. I'm going to slow back down to 10 knots. See if we can regain him. What's the least noisy sub nowadays? That's a great question. The new, the German 212 CD, joint developed by Norway, is probably the closest to an absolutely silent submarine. The new German one's really good. What's quieter than that? I think the new Japanese sub is quiet, but I don't know. I don't have any data on that one. They don't publish that stuff, and I haven't seen it personally, so I don't know. I know the Koreans love their K3 sub, so I better mention that, or else I'll get some nasty emails after the stream from my Korean friends. So the Korean K3 is really good. They do sell it, so keep that in mind. We're being told that it's a good sub by the people trying to sell it to you. The new French Barracuda, that's nuclear. Yeah, that's not quiet. What I'm interested in is Sweden is building their A-26 Belkin class submarine, finally, after 25 years of development. And I have high expectations for that. Sweden builds, top of the line military equipment. No matter, I don't care if it's a tank, a plane, whatever it is. It's real. It's always very good. And they haven't built a new submarine, a new class of submarine in like 20 years, 30 years. Oh yeah, probably 30 years. So whenever they finally get around to getting the A-26 in the water, I can't wait to hear it or not hear it. That's going to be a good time. Wow, sonar conditions are so bad. I can't regain track. That stinks.
Come left to 294. Helm
Let's slow down to 5 knots and see if I can regain
Make
him.
turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering
I'm gonna have to
aye.
drop this weapon right on top of him because it's a two-way street with the detection ranges. If we have short detection ranges, so do the torpedoes. So if I don't regain him here, I'm gonna have to launch on his last known
maneuvering,
bearing.
Making turns for 5 knots.
Let's go ahead and get to launch depth.
Make depth 200 feet. Dive aye.
Sweden's
Come on,
S tank was a
helm,
failure?
steady course.
Oh, really? The Swede uses the German-made Leopards. Oh, the Leopard's not... I'll tell you what, the Leopard is not what it was promised to be on paper, which is a lot of military gear, to be honest with you. But I'm disappointed in the Leopard. Good Lord. I thought they put armor on that tank. Apparently not. I thought they were using the M1A2 armor on the Leopard, but I don't know. I don't know much about tanks, to be fair. I'm a fan of tanks. I think they're cool. I don't know the specifics of tanks. But I know the Leopard's not as good as I wanted it or hoped it would be. Like during the Cold War, 1980s, oh my God, everybody was like, the Leopard's going to be amazing. Leopard, 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 Turns out, not so good. It just didn't live up to the hype. So my expectations for the Leopard are pretty high. It completely, it did not meet them. Let's put it that way. Hey, we regained him finally. Yay. That's actually a pretty close range too.
Con, dive at 200 feet. Dive aye.
All right, let's go ahead and, I have high confidence in this range. Let's go ahead and put a weapon on it.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
See how it goes up. Floats to the surface. Watch what it does. There's a sensor that detects when it's not wet anymore and launches the rocket motor. So the rocket motor's already burnt out, so it's just ballistically flying at this point. It's going to separate here in a second. course, now I'll be getting angry emails from my German friends, half of which will agree with me and still be mad at me. And the other half will tell me the Leopard's okay. So, obviously we did not hit Sierra 1. We missed. I'm hoping he evades this weapon and we'll get better information. I hope he speeds up. And that will lock in his range. His range obviously is much closer. It's probably right here. Yeah. I could actually shoot again right here and hit him. Let's do that. Right about there.
Come left to 167 Helm I.
Let me try that again.
Shoot
There we
2-2.
go.
Aye, sir.
There it goes.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Yeah, it's a missile launch torpedo, yeah. It's very, very clever. America does it too. We've got this from our surface ships. Submariners don't like having that rocket motor on board. No, no, no. Hey, there he is. This shot was a lot closer than the first one. Got him. It's tracking now. What good are tanks with the new drone era? Yeah, that's a good question.
Room, tube 2 ready.
I wonder if tank warfare is, or how is it going to evolve in the era of drones? I don't know. If I did, you know, I'd be working for Lockheed or somebody and tell them.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is cavitating.
Well. Is he going to be able to maintain depth?
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
We will find out together in this exciting episode of What in the November is going on? Oh wow, I missed by a lot. Holy smokes. I thought I was going to be a lot closer than that. Oh, there he goes. Alright, he's got the bow out of the water. Our torpedo's tracking him. Now this torpedo will have a depth limiter. It's not going to hit a surface ship. So if he was able to get his entire submarine up to the surface, I think he would dodge the torpedo.
Con, torpedo room, 2-1
But because
ready.
he has so much flooding in the engine room from the first torpedo damage, he can't. He's got enough below the water line for the torpedo to track and hit.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra
Right.
1. Last bearing 1.
Sierra 1 is
6
done.
1. Contact breaking up.
Maxwell Mellon, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Let me catch up on chat before we move on. Somebody's talking about tanks. Oh, Fokin is. He says tank mobility is killed by drones. They can't roam like they used to. Yeah, and mobile warfare was the doctrine for the Cold War anyway. Yeah, very, very grim. Okay. All right, here we go. November sunk. Now we're going to go right into another fight, so here we go. Yeah. Make sure my torpedo tubes are loaded. This is another submarine. This one's to the south, but again, right off our bow. We're starting at periscope depth this time, but I expect it to be just as bad acoustically. Let's start at 15,000 yards. We may not even have contact at that range.
On sonar new con.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Okay, so we do have contact of somebody off our bow. If we're quick, we can probably get a weapon on him, but let's classify him.
Con sonar. Sierra 1.
This could be a
is
Tango. That's a
classified
very
as
capable
submerged
submarine. It's a very capable sub. You know what? I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. Oh. All right. If he's inside this range, we're just screwed.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Let's see what he does with that information. I don't want to drive towards my own torpedo, so I'm going to turn a little bit. I basically put a torpedo out in front of us at about 8,000 yards. Just see if we get lucky.
Passing 100 feet.
The reason why I'm doing that is I have too many of these torpedoes. I'm trying to get them off my boat. There's only 400 feet of water. It's actually shallower in this engagement than it was in our previous one. We don't have a lot of room to maneuver.
Passing 200 feet.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1. Last bearing 173. Contact faded.
Passing 300 feet.
All right, we're going to steady up at 300 feet. All right, so he was outside that range, it looks like. Let me slow back down and see if I can regain him.
Make turns for 0 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Make depth 200 feet.
So
Dive
we know he's not close, and he's not at 8,000 apparently, because we missed.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
He might be on the other side of that iceberg there. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Torpedo evasion?
Make turns for
Con sonar. We are cavitating.
Make turns for
Con sonar. No longer cavitating.
That's interesting.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
He was close. He was very close. All right.
Make turns for 5
He's not dead.
knots. Maneuvering aye. maneuvering, making turns for 5 knots.
He's right there. He's between us and that iceberg.
Make turns for 1. Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Damn it.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
I'm shooting these weapons about as close as I'm allowed to.
Con maneuvering.
There's a
making
minimum
turns
range on
for
that rocket
5
motor,
knots.
and it's about 5,000 yards.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is cavitating.
All right, so he's evading now. He must have heard my launch. Or he's got so much flooding, he needs to cavitate to force himself up to the surface. One or the other. He might be on the surface after that hit. Let's go to
Depth
PD.
4, 5
Let's see if
feet,
he's on the
dive by.
surface. Well, we'll pop the periscope up and take a look down that bearing and see if that's where he's at.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Well, he's running away. So he's got some mobility. He may not be on the surface.
Upscope. Raise the radar mast.
Who's that? That's an iceberg. There he
Con
is.
sonar,
on the
Master
surface.
1 is cavitating.
Downscope. Lower the radar mast.
Well, shoot. That's why that torpedo doesn't see him.
Con, dive at 4, 5 feet, dive by.
Shoot 2-5. Aye, sir.
I want to get him before he gets on the other side of this iceberg. That's the ice... Yeah, iceberg, yeah. It's that one right there. So, we're going to have to steer the weapon around that one, because he's actually... right there.
Raise the radar mast.
He's on the other side of that one. We shouldn't have radar contact right now.
Lower the radar mast. Upscope.
Can we get that on the plot? There we go. So now you can see this is the mark on the plot for the iceberg. And we're going to shoot. We're going to go around this iceberg and then close in on him. That's the situation. And because there's no air assets, we're fine out here. He actually can't see us because the iceberg's in between us right now. Let's see. Izzy says, when you talk about your sub stories, makes me remember Doc's office and when the blue sands. Oh, jeez. Let's see. The Doc's office. There was the vent. God, one was outside the chief's quarters, and then after we would shoot the torpedo tubes, you would have to vent and equalize, you know, to post launch them, and that was always noisy. Scared the hell out of people that weren't ready for it. Forward berthing. That's the other one. What was in the doc's office on a 688? We had the 3-inch launcher there. I don't know what other vents were in that area. Yeah. This is a really good tactic that he used. He went to the surface. He is damaged. We got the classification right. That's good. I think. Maybe not. What's that little thing? I'm not sure. Yeah, this is not. What? This is like a... This is a Romeo. Yeah. How is he on the surface? Man. You can see him right there. Hit him with a tomahawk. I've only got 4 tomahawks left. I got to save that for the aircraft carrier. We're going to shoot all 4 of those at the escorts and hope we can sink a carrier with the other 15 torpedoes we have. Man, the deck gun. Yeah, the deck gun would be cool in this game. Yeah. I went back and I played a game called U-Boat, and it's got a deck gun in that game. I couldn't hit nothing. I was terrible with the deck gun. I was like, this is embarrassing. I'm right next to a merchant who's mocking me because the surface submarine right next to them can't seem to hit them. Yeah, I would have been a terrible U-boat captain back in the World War II days. Or at least a bad gunner. Yeah. They're up there making faces at me. It was like a Monty Python skit. I think U-Boat could be a fun game if you're good at it. I am not. Now that target, he's got half his sonar system out of the water. Actually, yeah, this is a projector. So this thing projects noise, active sonar essentially, and this receives noise. This is like not even in the water. He should not hear this. He should not hear this torpedo at all. Unless they go active, because he does have active sensors. Well, most of those are in the sail, also out of the water. But you never know. They might have an active sensor down here somewhere. So I'll give him that much. So my torpedo's not going to ping. Yeah, it's just going to passively home in on him. You had to overhaul the countermeasure there and the toilet smell? Oh, you were smelling the toilet from lower level. That's what you were smelling. And there's a vent there as well, by the way. So yeah, you're smelling both. Oh, you poor guy. I'm so sorry. They didn't have that contained? One of two things should have happened. I don't know what shipyard you were working in. But the sanitary smell, I assume the sanitary tank was being cleaned or somehow being worked on, right? If that's the case, they need to have that enclosed, right? So you really don't smell much of anything. You should. Or if that's not the case, then you needed to be in breathing protection. And if you weren't, then that's on the shipyard for not doing that. Either that or standards have fallen so low that I can't even imagine.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
All right, weapons acquired passively. Let's see if he evades. He shouldn't hear this weapon because, like I said, his sensors are out of the water. His passive sensors are. Yeah, he didn't hear it. Good.
Sonar lost contact.
Accurate.
Master 1. Last bearing 173. Contact breaking up.
Awesome.
Downscope.
Let's get out of here. We took out the Tango. So it was a Tango. with a little top hat. Hmm.